Hi, welcome. It is Sunday afternoon, May 4th, and I've got my tea. It does have caffeine. I wanted a little boost of caffeine on an afternoon where I've done a lot of work. So, what do you have going on this weekend? How was it? Well, I'm glad you asked. Mine was good too. So, I don't know, I feel weird in a good way. So, I just thought, I don't know, I've been really present lately and also trying to strip away everything. Also trying to strip away trying. Do you ever feel like you're done trying? You're just allowing, or you just want to allow more? So, I don't know. Today feels really new and raw and experimental and open, and we're gonna have shrimp tacos later, and I think that's amazing because my husband's making them, which is even better, and have the kids over, and I'm wearing his old man sweater that he gave me, and because it's so big and roomy and it has pockets, and so he's like, you can have it, I'll get a new one, and I'm like, oh, thanks. And I don't know. Thanks for listening. I just don't know anything, and I love not knowing things, which makes me want to learn about everything. And just a little reflection on the week. It was an amazing week of like client encounters and healing things that happened, like that, just by the people, like energies were ready to move, and I was just so grateful to be a witness to that and hold space for that, and I just wanted more of that. And this is a big week coming up. I have a crazy number of new clients coming in, and I feel like it's probably no coincidence, like when getting into that state of presence and allowing and setting intentions and forgetting. It's like setting and forgetting. And that's what I thought we'd do today is, the more I do this, whatever it is I'm doing, hold on, the more I realize and truly feel like we all just tap into this infinite field of knowing, of knowledge, of whatever that is. Some people call it channeling, and they'll channel a specific thing. Some people call it being psychic, and they'll tap into a person's energy field. And some people do Reiki, and they are helping balance energies in that field. It's all in the field. And I feel like the more I practice all of this stuff, it's about kind of the intention of what I'm going to open myself up to allow in. But it has, because it's infinite, because it's everything, it takes intention. And so I thought, well, it's almost like this was reminded to me this week, over and over again, very, very literally too, people saying like, all you have to do is ask. So it's like you have to come with a question or an intention, which is a question, or I have an intent to know something, which is I have a question about this thing that I intend to know the answer to, and then we can just tap into it. Isn't that wild? So it's like over the last couple of years of this, just trying to, stop trying and just intend to know something. And the more I'm in that space of asking for an answer, the answer comes. And it's usually less trying to be a certain way or do a certain thing. So yeah, you all are probably like, yeah, that's how it works. And I'm new to the new kid on the block going, I'm just figuring it out, as I go. And part that led me here, I think, to this intuitive scribbling is getting me out of the way more and more. So with that, I feel like I kind of like, what do we want to know? We could tap into anything. What do we want to know? I'm going to push pause so I can meditate on that a moment, and I'll be back in literally half a second your time. I have a banana shaker. I was just sort of like tapping into what I want to know about. You need a banana shaker in your life. Okay. You know what came to me was this idea of forgiveness. I have people in my life who are dealing with how to move on from something that's happened that they've, technically forgiven, but how do you move beyond that when it still rears, those feelings still rear their ugly head or whatever. So something about what does this universal field, consciousness of all that ever was, is, and will be, want us to know about forgiveness? Okay. So I think it's like a very tender place that we are in when we've gone through the forgiveness and we still feel like, wait, something is popping back up. Why? I thought I forgave, and yet something is still lingering, affecting me, and am I moving on? Did I really forgive? I don't know. So that's, I think, why I was feeling like that came to mind, is it was in my field this week, like with people in my care. And so I'm just gonna toss a few things out to get started. First of all, did I even touch those inks? Did those inks already run out? Walmart, what are you gonna do? There's literally no ink on here, which is fascinating. What did I do? 3 or 4 colors, and I see a faint green. Well, whatever's happening is meant to happen. And so I see, wow, yeah, oh wow, like whatever happens, like I have to say, this is pretty literal. Look at this heart with a hole in it. It's like forgiveness, like whatever happens, it feels like it does leave a hole in our heart space. And sometimes I think about, what is the heart? Yeah, it's a real live muscle inside of us, but when we think about the heart, what do we think about the heart? What is it? Not the literal heart, but is there a place? Yeah, people say the heart chakra, whatever, if you believe in chakras. And it's like, but where does love come from? Oh, the heart. Well, where's the heart? Well, it's everywhere in us. It's in my big toe. It's in my thumb. So it's like when we're heartbroken over something, let's just say a relationship, where it's like something needs forgiven within relationship. Well, you put all your trust in this other person, right? And if that trust was broken, it's going to leave a hole. Wow, the chills. But where is that hole? Where is it? Like here? Sometimes we feel it in our stomach, right? like, where's the heart? Isn't that trippy? Well, anyway, it's like there are like these, this is giving me this energy of like, we lose our center a lot of times. We're thrown for a loop when trust is broken. And what is trust? Where is it held in the body? What is trust? Man, I'm trippy today. No, I'm sober. I don't do drugs anymore. I'm just on my tea, but I love thinking about trippy things. Like, where is trust? Where is love? And something here is like, where's my eternal self? I think that's the message wanting to come through is where, I think there's a where question here. Isn't that weird? I did not expect that. Well, I'm trying not to expect anything, but I'm going to throw out a couple things here. Let's see. Okay. Get it on the paper. So I want to lift that up. Let's see if there was anything under it. Wow. There's like this sort of like this feeling of not being able to go back to the way things were before that break, yet deeply desiring to. And so they're like questioning, what does going back even mean? Where is that? Because there's this disorientation that can happen when, like, what is trust? I think there's going to be a message coming through about trust. What is it? Where is it? What is my eternal self? It's like, to go back is not the answer, but the forward, it's like we're stuck in a moment, but yet not entirely present. Because you'd think if we can't move forward, but we know we can't get back to the before the break. Well, you'd think, oh, well, that means you're in the present moment, but we're also not in the present moment. So we're like in this weird, this feels like Alice in Wonderland kind of moment where we're down the rabbit hole and things are upside down, and it's like, how do we reorient to a break? And it feels like that is normal. So I'm feeling like, what is this thing we call trust? Because isn't that huge? First of all, a lot of us have challenges even trusting our internal compass. And I think that's part of the message here too, is like, whoa, all my trust was in this thing we built or in this other person. And now this thing we built is like, it feels like it's dissipated. It was never a tangible thing. It's energy that two people are always putting into something, but what is it? You can't feel it tangibly. You can't point at it and say, look at the thing we built, look, it's right there, isn't it great? Oh, it's up on it, let's put it on the shelf and have people look at it. Like, isn't that weird? And so, and knowing that the way I look out of my eyes creates my reality, and the way, let's pretend we're in a relationship, and the way you look out of your eyes creates a reality. How are we ever creating this thing that we both know, like, it can never be one thing still, right? This relationship, which is part you, part me, let's call it this third thing. But it's not a third thing, is it? When we know we know, okay, there's a law here. You got a fundamental law of the universe, of consciousness rather. Well, it's all the same stuff. That says, I create my reality, you create your reality. So whatever I'm putting into this third thing is my perception of the third thing. You have a perception of the third thing. Those are two different perceptions of some third thing. So the third thing is an illusion. Isn't this wild? So of course it's going to be disorienting. It rocks our world. Like, it kind of makes some of this bubble up. Like, what did we even build, right? How do I trust in something that I thought I could trust in, and then it was no longer trustable. So there's something here about, like, we lose these pieces. And I think that's like wherever we feel like a hole, like we've become unwhole, like this heart hole, because something that we thought was pretty solid, it's like we almost come to this understanding that it's all an illusion. And it's like, whoa, that can be very disorienting when you wake up to this. It's almost like a glimpse into the truth of our nature and reality without having a spiritual awakening. So it's kind of like coming at it from the scary end of it, the scarier end. So, I mean, yikes, I did not expect any of that to come up about forgiveness, but it feels like we're in some no man's land. If trust has been broken. Wow. I don't know what's going on. I don't even know where to go from here. Let's just feel our way through. We're already pretty far in, so I don't know. It's Sunday. I just felt like rambling a bit, I guess. Thanks for coming along for the ride if you're still here. I mean, we're in a relationship now, so we're creating some third thing. Isn't it trippy to think about? So you have the Queen of Swords. Oh, wow. This is, man, she's bloody. I know you can't see it very well, but she's got blood on her hands. Well, the Queen of Swords is, I feel like she's who emerges after a trust is broken. She's the one who's always trying to see people's true intentions. It's no surprise she shows up at the heart of the spread about forgiveness in a broken trust within a relationship. So she's front and center. The universe this is the World card. I want to know more about this, because if it's challenging, like, it's almost like the nature of reality is challenging our ability to find our center, to trust again, because it's almost like I said, we've gotten a glimpse into the nature of our reality. It's just wild. I was going to use these. I just have to say, I got these cards. I do not enjoy them. They're a cheap knockoff of ones that were really, like, really beautiful. Like, and these are not. And they're very confusing. Like, they all look the same. Look, all these cards look the same. So I don't know why I had to show you that. Thanks for watching. What I want to do is pull in a little bit of this. Ooh, I keep this Zodiac Tarot called to me 3 times. I found finally listen. Okay, so I want to know more about this, the challenge of the universe piece. Tell me more. What are we supposed to learn from that? Okay. We have the 3 of Wands, the 6 of Pentacles, And the 3, yeah, okay. This 6 of this is like a literal it's like this feeling of when you thought you were building something to last, when you thought you were in it together, when you thought there was equal give and take, and it didn't even have to feel equal, but you felt like you were both giving to the thing, like you were, like it was reciprocal, and you appreciated that, and all of those things about building something together. And now you're off wondering, like, you're looking at this open wasteland of something that's no longer there, and you're like, what next? So that's what I say. It was like a very literal, and I'm having a hot flash from this old man sweater. Whew. And the tea. So I want to know more, though. We already knew this. I want to know more. Like, what? I guess I want to understand. Okay, so there's the 9 of Cups, the Empress, and the Ace of Wands. So something here is saying, but what are you going to build? What do you want to create? It feels like for whoever this resonates, whoever this resonates with and for, it's like when you're building something to get, well, you think you're building something together, and you were, it's just something happened that makes you question, what was it all for? Now this is saying, what do you want to build? So it's not about, should I stay or should I go? That's like a surface level, like if you keep getting thrown by this trust thing, like, are we doing this or not? Are we all in or not? Are we back to where we back, or not? We can't keep going around and around. And I just have to say, like, this came up multiple times in the last couple weeks. So if, like, I know you and you think this is your story, it might be a piece of it, but this is a general theme. I just have to say that because I don't want people to think I'm telling their stories when it's like an amalgam. I never really tell one, like, I'll reflect on things that it's like an amalgamation, is that what you call it, of many things that have been in my awareness over a period of time. So just know that it's multiple stories that have amounted to this feeling of, like, that underneath it all apparently is trust and losing. It's not even just losing what we thought we built, but it's like losing a piece of ourself that we put into that thing. And what this is calling for is, like, whether you stay or go, or whatever you decide to put back in or not put back into that relationship. First of all, relationship is the third thing, right? Which is really not we already said it's an illusion. This is saying, like, but what do you want to build and why? And what's going to make you feel fulfilled, like, and grateful for the opportunity to pour in, because there's an outpouring of love into something. But it's all about your creative force. So what is going to make you feel like that creation, like that desire and motivation? I don't even like the word motivation, but it's a deep desire and longing to create something again. Is it like, once you tap into that, then you'll know, is it with this person or not? do I just need a break and get back to just creating for the sake of creating? I'm getting all the chills. So I wonder if that, because really what I wanted to know, like at the start, was like how to move through that, how to kind of shift that energy when you think you've forgiven and yet that keeps coming back around, where it makes us feel kind of stuck. Like, oh, I thought I moved on, but I guess I really haven't. And so there's something about harnessing your creative force to build up your own confidence again. Okay, I think we're getting somewhere because I've got all the chills. Okay. So, where do we go from here? I'm going to pause and see what I'm curious about. I'm pausing now so you don't have to sit through it. It's a very rambly one already, so I'm doing you a solid. Okay, I'm back. I decided to grab these emotional healing cards. Seemed appropriate. They called to me and I said, all right. And I also wondered about, I looked back at our drawing and noticed this feeling of hope. Like, how do we get the hope back? How do we bring it back in? What is there to be learned about hope in all of this? What's it even mean? So, because it's like, it feels like that's part of the heart hole. Like the hope is tied to trust somehow. So I want to know more about that. This says letting go. Letting go is the process of releasing all past emotions and experiences, freeing you from the heavy burdens. Letting go reminds you that only by releasing the past can you embrace a new phase of life, allowing yourself to move forward with a lighter heart. Oh, that is hilarious, because I was looking back at this photo and it felt like hope was like photo, drawing, whatever, collage. It was like hope was being like trying to be lassoed back in. And getting all the chills because it's like move forward with a lighter heart. It felt like a lightness. Sorry, it's hard to describe. It's so funny that came through with those words. So something about, but that's the hard part. That's the hard part where that's the question that I came in with, was how to, when you think you've forgiven, which means you think you've moved beyond the past. You think you have, and yet things keep spiraling back around, throwing us for a loop. And so you think you have released the past. So, but it's saying like you'll know you really have when you feel like your heart is lighter. So I feel like it has to do with this creation energy bringing in like a new hope. Is there anything else for us to learn about this? I'm just going to grab, I don't even want to grab those. I want something different. Here we go. I kind of do want those, but I'll do these. Okay, because these aren't different. These are my usual ones. The Wild Unknown Tarot. I guess I'm now curious about hope and this lighter heart. How do we lasso it? That word kept coming to me during the pause. We have the Queen of Pentacles. There's strength. And the Page of Swords. Yeah. So this immediately, there's like this, it's like the curiosity of what could be, and this energy of the Queen of Pentacles is such a nurturing energy, just a steadfastness that it's juxtaposed, like this deep grounded steadfast energy with this light curiosity. So it's like the curiosity of what could be. I mean, both of them lead to this strength of just being able to move on. And look, this lion has a rose in its mouth. I never noticed that before. So there's like this rebuilding of this strength of heart through this nurturing something. But before you can even want to nurture it, you've got to be curious about what it could be. So there's something about those qualities. Oh, I have to think on that a while. Or not. What I want to do is get a couple more clarifiers on this, because there's something big here, and it has to do with the way that a parent has such a deep hope for the well-being of their children, no matter what they're going through, that it feels like it's almost like that bond, if that type of bond were broken, it would be devastating. Yet it calls for that type of nurturing of that third thing, even though that third thing again is an illusion. But like when you've tried to nurture something so deeply, and it's like, oh my God, what was I doing it for if I was the only one in it 100%? You know, that's like a gut punch. But it still calls for that steadfastness to like, don't let go of that. That's if even if it's not in this relationship, but a different one, like that is like the eternal peace. It's saying that that's not going to go away. It just takes a curiosity about, well, what will it look like either going forward in this relationship, or if we're just saying, oh, I'm letting go of that to make way for something new. It's got to have a curiosity, which brings in a freshness. It's got to be a whole new thing. It can't look like it did before. And that's maybe why, that keeps coming back around. When you thought you've forgiven the thing, and maybe you have, but it's still trying to make it look like it did before, and it's not going to. It has to be new, because you are different people now. Yeah, the 10 of Cups and the 2, oh gosh, yeah. And we got the 9 of Pentacles. So the 2 of Cups right here at the heart of it. It's going to be something totally new, and it's going to there's an independence that's being called for. Okay, so it's for some of you. You might have felt independent, but sorry, I had to wait till the word came. And I think that's why what are you going to create? What do you want to create? What is of you? Like if you tap into that independence, what makes you feel like your true, independent, authentic self apart from any relationship? And tapping into that is what you are going to want to bring to the new thing, the new relationship with the old person, or the new relationship with a new person. You're being reborn into this stronger, more authentic you, especially if you got together and you've been together a while, like you got together young, you're still learning who you are. And yet this third thing you're building has the old both of you in mind, like. And then you get to a point where like, wait a minute, we're different now. It's like a reality check. That's what this is. That hole in the heart is going to remain, because like you can't fill it up if it's like you're trying to fill it with the old stuff, right? But that doesn't exist anymore. You've changed. So it feels like whatever's happened in a relationship, it takes a deep, honest recognition that who are you right now? Who are you right now? What makes you tap into, like, know thyself? Like, be real honest. Like, who are you? What do you want? What do you want to create? What does this thing look like going forward? And I just got all trippy about that third thing is still just perception. And yet it's not one thing, because there are two different perceptions about this thing that you can obviously talk about. Like, I'm in a marriage, I think about this a lot. Like, we think we've got one thing, and then if something is frictiony, we're like, wait a minute, our perceptions about this are off. Like, they're not jiving. So it's like these two different perceptions of this thing are constantly orienting toward each other. And if something gets whacked way out of whack, it's like, whoa, how do we get back to, like, what we were? And it's like, you're not meant to. You're just not meant to. The thing, whatever the break in trust was, it happened for a reason. It might have been a reorienting period, like, almost like, you know what comes to mind? I'm surprised we didn't get the devil out here, like a self-sabotaging moment. Like, sometimes the universe needs to throw a wrench in something to be like to wake us up, right? And that's no fun. That's no fun. I've had those moments, and it's like, okay, I'm awake, but not really. Like, what am I supposed to learn from this? And it's like to knock us off our old course a little bit, because we're meant to change. The only constant is change, man. And I think that's why the universe is here, like this, like the completion of a cycle. It is meant to bring us back into, well, who are we now? That's what this is all about. So what did we learn here? I wanted to learn more about forgiveness, and I think I've learned a lot. Like, we're not meant to go back. There is no going back. The past is an illusion. It's just a thought. It's like we know our history, but who are we right now? What do we want to build independently? Who are we apart from each other, and who are we together? It's the hole in the heart is an illusion too. It's just we perceive it. Here, wherever your heart is. We don't know, do we? That's an illusion too. It's this assumption or this expectation that it should feel whole in the way that it felt before the break, right? There's an assumption there, an expectation, and it's not feeling like that, even though I did the forgiveness act. I did the thing, and I thought I moved through it. I cried all the cries. I did whatever. But wait a minute. It's because you've changed. Your heart is different wherever it is. And just know that we are whole. It's just the expectation that it should feel like it did before, and it doesn't. It's not meant to. I think that's the big lesson here, is it's not meant to look or feel like it did before. It's going to be something totally new and different. And it takes a real honest look at it. It takes real honesty, like openness, to say, here's where I'm at. But you've got to do that first. That, who am I apart? Like self-searching. Who am I? Especially when we've been in a relationship a while. It's like, it is like Alice in Wonderland. It's very disorienting. Like, oh my God, who am I? Take the time before leaping back or for whatever. This is saying, take the time, pause, look out at what came down, and be like, what do I want to build there now? Who am I now? So that's what I learned. I don't know, what did you learn? So, okay, well, thanks for being here. And if this resonated with you, I know I've been there, not in your situation, but this is hard stuff. And yeah, I don't know. My heart's with you, and let me know if you want to do a deeper dive or a one-on-one reading for your specific situation, and I'll be happy to help. Just be happy to do that. So